Hello, gorgeous ones. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How are we doing? Oh my, have we got some interesting energy. Just bear with me so I can get all of my different texts working before I hit record. Just giving everybody a chance to come in. Let's just see. I need to get the StarPeace page up. If you are joining me, please let me know you are here and how you're doing. Let me just get this going and turn the volume down, and then we will hit record. So, yes, we are live. We are live. There we are. So, I've got a few of you here. Hey, Kate. Now, there's been a little bit of a mix-up. We've been asking people to sign up, and then I think everyone's just coming into the group. Hey, Yolanda. So we're just going to go with it. I'm just going to press record quickly. There we go. Hello, everybody. Welcome to our new moon eclipse, solar eclipse, no less, co-creation activation for starseeds. It's actually for everybody, but starseeds truly benefit from these energy upgrades and shifts and actually transmuting the energy of resistance, because it helps us to be more passionate about our mission and to align where we really need to. For those of you who don't know me, I am Rosanna Rosie Glow-Hannis. I am a channel of divine grace, and I work with activating starseeds and heart-centered humans who really want to help to see the world shift into the paradise earth that we would all like to experience through actually going into their own inner journey and recognizing that this is much less about saving the world as it is about us actually coming into recognizing how important our inner harmony is, doing the inner work that will allow us to amplify our soul energy in our physical bodies and our energy fields, so then we can be that beacon of change and see how this impacts everyone around us. So if you like the sound of that and you're over on YouTube when you actually watch this, please hit subscribe and the notification button. And if you're over on StarPeace and you haven't yet gone over to YouTube, please do. We're building our communities both in the Facebook page and on YouTube. So either way, your likes, your comments, your shares, all of this really supports this energy to be amplified through the crystalline grid, through the divine mind grid, and through the divine human heart grid. And oh my, do we have a wonderful opportunity with this Scorpio new moon energy. I've been calling this the medicine that is the sting in the tail, that first of all is the poison that becomes the medicine. So the limitation is what leads to the liberation. And this is how we operate as starseeds. We create challenges in our lives that will allow us to remember our mastery. And as we do that, share that with the world. Now, just before I go into the cacao blessing, I always start these co-creation activations with a cacao blessing, which whether you have cacao with you or not, you can feel the energy of the cacao diva, the plant medicine that is chocolate in its purest form, connects us to our heart center, allows us to access our soul light, and welcomes the energy of pure compassion and unconditional love into ourselves and into our collective. So if any of my terminology is new to you, please do let me know. And you know, at this point, when we're creating this co-creation, we always start with a little bit of a debrief and energy update of what is actually going on in relation to the macrocosm, the cosmos, the world stage, and then what is happening for us individually. And then we go into the co-creation. So I'm going to separate this into two parts. And I'm going to invite those of you on YouTube just to remember that this information is really important to lead you into the deep release for the activation co-creation. Where are we at? We have a new Prime Minister in the UK, and I'm really reminded of the energy of Scorpio as the energy of the underworld, okay, of bringing to consciousness that which is hidden. And this is going to be all things mystical, all things sexual, all things that are repressed coming to light. And if we do the inner work around this, bringing our shadow to light, we do this for the collective too. I say this because the message I've been getting is this idea of better the devil you know, right? And for us to recognize what is happening on a global level, in relation to the fact that I received a message 2 years ago on the 31st of October that in our universe, the light has won and that the war is over. It is time now for star peace. How does that actually relate to this earth when it seems like there's anything but peace going on? How can we actually take that message and go, oh yeah, it is happening. I can see evidence of it. And what I feel is very important for us all to recognize before we go into our personal journey is that things need to be played out. The dramas need to be played out on this stage, on this earth plane. And through us doing the inner work, we speed up the process and we align the process with the most graceful, easy, and joyful path possible. So let me invite you to do one thing. Let go of judgment. Allow yourself to be curious in every situation that you feel this is a terrible thing that is happening. It's only going to lead to more terrible things. What good can come from this? How can this be the best next step required for us to grow and evolve in the direction that our souls desire? Because I asked the question before we were leading up to this co-creation, you know, where is it that we want to be sovereign? Where is it we want to be autonomous? And where is it that we actually still quite like having someone or something to blame? And this is a very important question for us to be aware of, to go about our days and to answer when we go into blame. Because that consciousness that blames, that shames, that guilts ourselves is a consciousness related to our survival programming, which is also victim consciousness. Now, I'm aware the words I use might be triggering, so let me explain this. When we feel like a victim, we feel like we have no power, right? We feel like we have no choice, no power. And although externally there have been situations that we've all been through in this generation and our ancestors have been through where the hand has been forced, where it's literally do or die, the choice we have inside of us is different to the external choice. So we can still choose to recognize we are making an empowered choice to resist, an empowered choice to not succumb, an empowered choice to not acquiesce. Now, part of the issue that we have with this is the potential of our lives being taken as a result, the threat, whether it's a virus, whether it's a war, whether it's someone trying to dominate us. And again, the relationship that we have to our non-physical nature, our consciousness that exists beyond our physical bodies, it's very important to start to explore. Because if we don't fear death, physical death, obviously we want to preserve our lives, right? We don't want to take for granted the gift of our lives. But when we're not scared of our own annihilation because we know we never cease to exist, energy simply changes form. Kind of changes the game a bit, right? And actually it does support us to realize we do have choice. Now, I'm going to go into the cacao blessing before I say anything else. And what I invite you to do is to grab a notebook, make some notes as I'm talking, because everything I say is going to be popping little things up for you so you know what you are going to be seeding and clearing. And we are definitely working with corruption. Hey, Tanya, hey, Danny, hey, Tracy, hey, Yolanda, hey, Kate. All good to be seeing you. Right, let's do this. So we'll have a little cacao blessing, have a little rub of your hands, have a little shake. And then if you don't have a drink you want to bless, please bring your hands to your heart. If you do, then bring your drink up to your heart. Let's take a moment to close our eyes. Please let your feet be separate. Make a connection between your feet and whatever is beneath you. I've got a pillow under my feet. You may have the grass or the floor of some description. And as you close your eyes, soften your mouth, your jaw. Relax your belly. And welcome your breath. So aim to breathe in and out through the nose. And connect to the feeling now of expanding as you breathe in. And in that expansion, relaxing as you breathe out. Keep going with that. And now with your nose, draw a circle in the air in front of you. So you are establishing the outer boundary of your energy field. Let's go the other way. And I call this a portal that we step into. We step into our own creativity studio, our sphere of compassion, where all things are possible and we get to co-create our desired reality. Now draw your nose up and down to establish your own connection between Source, all that is, and Gaia. And then breathe in, chin neutral. And as you exhale, turn your head to the left and send a breath of allowance and acceptance into the past, forgiveness and compassion into the past, for all that has brought us to this moment. And gratitude for the fact that we are here now, able to affect change through our own consciousness. Inhale, center. Exhale, turn your head to the right. Now sending that energy of curiosity into the future. The energy of positive anticipation of, I wonder how we can create this Paradise Earth concept as easily and gracefully and joyfully as possible, even with the existing circumstances. And now inhale, center, and exhale, drop your chin to your heart. At this point, imagine you're stepping into the sphere you created in front of you. And imagine a big, wide smile spreading across your heart. You can draw it with your chin if you like. Drawing that beautiful big smile, which is your divine essence, into your heart and chest. And then bring the chin neutral and intend now to connect to the most beautiful, benevolent frequencies of love available to us all. Imagine that love beaming out from your heart, down your arms into your cup. And also from your heart, expanding your energy field, expanding your sphere of compassion. And if you're new to this sphere, know that the wall of the sphere is made of trillions of little spheres, all spinning to their own frequency of compassion. Just like we have trillions of cells in our bodies, imagine now these cells as the wall of the sphere, reflecting back to you what you put out. And at the same time, opening the crown of the head, allowing your soul light to activate through your soul chakra. And welcoming the energy of the cacao diva, the plant medicine of pure compassion, pure unconditional love, flowing down from source, all that is. Loving you, accepting you just as you are right now. Loving us all and reminding us that we are united. That the most beautiful evolution in our consciousness is to remember we are all connected. And that as we bring our soul light through our bodies, we amplify the light on this planet, the love that is available to us all. To send it down through your feet into the earth. Send it down to the core of Mother Earth. Just for a moment, let yourself be embraced by pure unconditional love. Pure acceptance of all that you are, all that you desire. All that you are so diligently and methodically even if it doesn't seem so. Striving towards opening yourself up to receive. The yin and the yang of action and of being. And now to purify and activate our connection to all that is, the crystalline grid and the divine human heart grid, let's send the sound Ma into the earth, Om into the universe, and An from our hearts to each other. Deep breath in. Ma. Just for a moment, touch those sounds, let them be reflected back to you. Whatever discord appears to be in your own life and psyche presently, allow it. Welcome the harmony that will come from it. And slowly drop your chin. Gently open your eyes, come back. Welcome. And welcome to all those who've just joined. Jessica, good to see you. Sonia, hello, you. Lovely to have my husband here. And Anna, welcome, welcome. Okay, so sex, drugs, and rock and roll. No, it's not really. We are dealing with a lot of repressed stuff. And I'm going to speak specifically with the example right now of government, just so you can see what I'm talking about. So I'm using the example of the UK. I'm using the example of the fact that we had a particular political leader taking us through the 2 years of terror, I'm going to call them, or fear and control that we are coming to an end of. And then we had him step down and a female come through, which if we look at this from a sort of signs of progress perspective, would say, oh, it's great. We've got this new female prime minister, just as the Queen is passing into the light. There's a shift in the female energy. And on the surface, it looks like progress, except you kind of look beyond the surface and you go, hold on a minute, what is this woman connected to? Like, you know, not such good things. Here she is wanting to go back to oil and gas and to support fracking again and all sorts of things that are very anti the movement of ecological awareness. And she didn't last very long, right? Vote of no confidence. And then we're back in the space where, oh, who's going to come in? The devil we do know or the devil we don't know? Again, another sign of progress, different ethnicity, first time to have someone coming through as he has. And yet, when you look below the surface, you see who he's married to, what the story is around there, around tax evasion, and then also who his father is. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, I suggest you research it. I'm not using names for a reason. And this is to do with the fact that there is a story that is being played out on the world stage. And actually people who have been following the not mainstream narrative, but what's going on behind the scenes, are very aware that this was all put into motion years ago. The idea would be that someone that isn't very favorable would be replaced by someone else that would initially give hope, but actually would be working towards taking more control and more power away from the collective. This means really being more controlled, more censorship, more ability to keep tabs on us, okay? Now, I'm saying this because everything that could be for the highest good of all has a shadow element. Transparency is a wonderful concept, right? But the other side of that could be seen as being constantly being monitored, that no thing we do isn't monitored. There is always something going on where someone can actually watch what we're doing, and as a result of that, control our actions if they're not desired. There is also a term that's been coming out, which is the evolution of society at this point, that we will own nothing and be happy, which is all to do with UN agendas, which you can look up. There's Agenda 21, Agenda 30, etc. The way it's written sounds pretty harmless, but if you read between the lines, it's actually quite concerning. Now, how can I sit here and say, this is all good, it's all good, everything is working out for the highest good of all? I can say that because in my intention and what I share with you to align with, we want to remove as many steps as possible that are not required to get us from where we are to where we would like to be. So there is a movement on this planet today, which is that humanity would like to evolve into being autonomous, sovereign beings. But in order for us to do that, we have to recognize where we're not autonomous and we're not sovereign. The way that we will truly recognize that is by having what we perceive as our freedom threatened. And then we get to see whether we truly are free or not. Now, we're all in a lovely place right now-ish of reprise after some very, very intense, heavy fear programming and broadcasting. I don't think many people recognize how impactful that time has been. I mean, we know there were psychological elements, very, very disturbing, very challenging to our emotional and psychological health, because ultimately we've all been isolated and separated from each other and divided. And at the moment, it's like, oh, nothing too big is happening, although a war came straight after that, and then an energy crisis, and now economic crisis. Depends how much you're plugged in to what's going on through the media in terms of what is impacting you presently. I'm saying all of this because for us to actually really claim sovereignty, to claim our autonomy, we have to witness that there's going to be patience required to allow everybody to come up to speed who is wanting that too. And when you see what's playing out on the world stage, in politics in particular, but also in economics and in the financial system, you see that there is a reboot, there is a reprogramming going on, there is a potential platform shift, and we get to choose whether that is going to be for our highest good or not. And when we make the choice that it is, everything that happens is necessary along the way. So for us to really be able to see the corruption out there that is systemic through all of our current systems, we have to first witness our own corruption. What is inside of us that is out of harmony, out of alignment with what it is we say we want. Now, just in basic awareness, we project what we don't accept in ourselves, what we don't own. For example, if we feel a lot of shame in ourselves for things that we have done or have been done to us, we will project shame on others, okay? If we blame ourselves and we are hypercritical of ourselves because we learnt that way of being, we will project that criticism and blame on others. It's an acting out. It is what elements of us that are unresolved do in order to become aware of that lack of resolution and seek the healing. So when I say things like, oh, you know, there's a bit of this person in us, everyone that you are challenged with on the world stage, look at how there are elements of this behavior or this way of seeing the world in you. Might be very, very difficult to own. Maybe you can see it in a parent. Maybe you can see it in a sibling. Maybe you can see it in someone close to you. But the point is, we're all learning to bring love and compassion and forgiveness to the pain that is projected and that we cause others because we don't know how to deal with our own pain. And in the current world, those who are in power, if you like, are not resolved humans. They are playing a duality game still. They're playing a let us keep controlling the masses because they don't know what they need. They don't know what they want, and therefore we will tell them and we will get what we want out of this. This is a very simplistic form of what I'm saying, but I hope you'll go with me on this. Now, for that to change, we all have to deal with our pain that makes us want to control in order to feel safe. And I feel like I've been saying this forever, but we will hear it when we're ready to hear it. So in our journey today, when we work with our co-creation, we're looking to bring an awareness of where there is inner corruption, where there's a corruption to our programming. That means the things that we say we want, we don't fully align with. It is akin to looking in the mirror and seeing things that are difficult to see. And how important is it that we have compassion for ourselves, that we forgive ourselves when we see we're not quite where we want to be. So if we teach alignment, we're going to learn where we're not aligned, right? If we teach empowerment, we're going to learn where we give our power away to others, right? If we teach leadership, we will learn where it is in ourselves that we are being led by elements that perhaps are not the most resolved aspect of ourselves. And this is a very important point about the New Earth paradigm. Those who are awakening, that recognize themselves as being part of the New Earth paradigm, whether you see yourself as a starseed or not, have this desire not to be governed. Many of us have the desire to be autonomous in our decision making, that we are internally led, and this is absolutely essential. Of course, we need to activate our inner compass to be a true representation of our soul energy, our higher self energy, our most evolved and resolved aspect of self. It's naive to think that we can go from absolute governance to no governance. There are different models. You know, you have egalitarianism, which is much more common in tribal communities, right? You have dictatorship, you have supposed democracy, which in itself is flawed because of the very concept of democracy. We have these different models, but we haven't yet found a way that we can resolve all elements and say, what would a community that is peace intending actually be able to do in order to create some form of harmony, some form of integration around opposing views? And to this point, I really didn't actually have the answer myself, and I still don't have the answer, but I didn't have a clue how it was possible, is what I'm saying. But it was an article I read that Matthew McConaughey wrote in Esquire magazine, and I have shared this in the StarPeace group and also on my Rosanna Hannes Facebook page, which is actually how he and his wife Camilla took a tragedy, which was the last mass shooting that occurred in the US in a school. And it affected him because it was his hometown, it's where he grew up, and he took it upon himself with her to actually affect change. In short, he brought the opposing political parties together through gratitude, through food, through humility, and by that I mean he knew he wasn't going to know everything he needed to know in order to affect change. But he took it upon himself with Camilla, the pair of them, because they cared so much about what had happened, to look at how they could bring opposing positions into a space where they could agree on common values. And this is very akin to what the whole process of nonviolent communication is about too, which we might better say is authentic and compassionate communication. In order for us to get beyond the revenge seeking, the dominating, the need for justice, which involves punishment, we're going to need to hear and recognize that everyone's point of view is valid, and then to seek the common ground that allows us to create the kind of framework for a society to live harmoniously without expecting everybody to feel and think the same thing, feel the same way, think the same thing. We celebrate the individuality within the collective wholeness, which is actually true of all of us as well as souls, being individual droplets of the divine consciousness that is all that is. So just a couple of other things to bring into awareness, because I've got one I am statement I really want to embody today. But one of the things that's coming up as we are in this eclipse corridor, the new moon has just happened, the full moon will be in 2 weeks' time, and that's the lunar eclipse. We just had the solar eclipse, the activation. We're going to have information and situations coming up where we are being given the opportunity to love up shame around our power to create. Our sexual, creative, fertile energy is what fuels life. Now, there's been a big attack on that over the centuries, okay? Disempowering us through shame, through guilt, to not want to have a connection with our bodies as is natural. Can we forgive those who tried to limit this power by creating shame, blame, and guilt stories that robbed us of our innocence? The innocence of desiring something and asking for it without the fear that what we desire was wrong to even want or ask for. Forgiveness of all that created distortions around us, discovering the pleasure hidden in our bodies, the sensuality that is our birthright. When we were given corrupt information that created the distortions that made what was by its very nature pleasurable and turned it into pain. I'm talking about childbirth, I'm talking about sexual intercourse, I'm talking about every level of us building a connection with our bodies, and on some level, someone, very often our parents, said, don't do that, that's bad, that's naughty, you don't. And actually how that's then been perpetuated by religion, by culture, by society, to the point that we now got boys that don't want to be shown to be, what was the word that I heard? They don't want to be shown to be compassionate, basically. They don't want to be shown to be sympathetic because of this is the upshot of the Me Too movement. And you've got girls acting around like, I don't care if you don't like me, I'm the way I am, here it all is. This is all rebellion. And it's not actually a balanced and resolved state, but we have to go to it to then discover what the middle ground is. So the energy of Scorpio is to bring all this to light, to own where we feel bad about what is the very essence of life. The religious, gender, and cultural conditioning is all about being given an opportunity to upgrade with this new moon. This is all part of us reclaiming our power, therefore our sovereignty. So question for you. Where do you feel shame? Ask that question of yourself. Where do you apportion blame? And what do you carry guilt for? Where do you feel shame? Where do you give your power away by apportioning blame? And what do you feel guilt for? This is so important. If you can do this for yourself, right, you affect the collective. All of us do. And remember, this is not about being perfect. I threw all my toys out the pram the other day. I sent a really angry message, not to my, it wasn't for my sister. I wasn't angry with her, but I shared with her something I was really angry about. And in hearing it, I saw where I was disempowering myself. I had a belief that I had to take care of everybody, and that was what was stressing me out. Well, I don't have to take care of everybody. That's not the truth, right? Maybe the temporary discomfort of saying, hold on a minute, I'm not okay with this, and this upsets me, and I'm not responsible for this, and dealing with the backlash of that is what then empowers others to own their story, rather than me enabling them and then holding these inner resentments, if you like, that I then self-attack with. I'm giving you this example because I really invite you to own your stuff around this so that you can love it up in the co-creation. And if you don't know exactly what that is for you now, you can come back and do the new moon co-creation again, the activation, so that you can bring more of this story to light and love it up. All right, I'm going to get us on with the recording now. So we're going to get into the co-creation. This is going to be a separate recording, so it will stay live on the Facebook page. But for everybody on YouTube, please do remember to go and check for the other video that is the activation co-creation, which is for the new moon solar eclipse in Scorpio. Make sure you're comfortable. Thank you. Hello and welcome to our new moon solar eclipse co-creation activation in October, which is all to do with the sign of Scorpio. And this is the underworld that we're all going into, where we're bringing all corruption within us to light so that we can actually see the corruption in the world come to light, and as a result of that, transmute it. So if you haven't done this before, I'm going to ask you please to bring your crystals nearby that you want to energize. Bring yourself a drink so you're comfortable, and we're going to go into the co-creation and plant the seed I am witnessing and transmuting all corruption within me and around me with pure compassion. This is our challenge today. And if you're new to me, I am Rosie Glow. I am a channel of divine grace and a multidimensional success coach. And I work with activating star seeds who are heart-centered humans that really want to support this planet to shift and all of humanity to shift and reclaim our sovereignty, autonomy, and the idea that we can live a paradise earth reality. Up here is our imagination. Fuel it with that feeling sensation in your heart, and then all things are possible. So if you like the sound of that, please hit the subscribe and notification buttons. Come over to the StarPeace Facebook page and be part of our community, because this is it now. The war is over. It is time for StarPeace. We're bringing it to this earth. So without further ado, let's get going. Have a little rub in your hands. Have a little shake. And bring your hands to your heart center. Please make sure you're comfortable. Welcome your breath. And just allow yourself, before you do anything else, to witness your breath. So you're breathing in through your nose, breathing out through your mouth. And as you breathe out, you're intending that your out breath is ideally twice as long as your in breath. Do that 3 times together, breathing in, breathing out. Again, breathing in. And breathing out. One more time, breathing in. And breathing out. Now just allow yourself to breathe gently in and out through your nose, relaxing your abdomen so that when you breathe in, you inflate your lower lungs, and in so doing, expand the abdomen, the torso, moving into the upper lungs, expanding the chest and shoulders, keeping that beautiful buoyancy as you relax into it in your out breath. So we're expanding our being. And as we breathe out, releasing, letting go, surrendering any resistance that may be showing up as limiting beliefs, maybe showing up as tension in the body, pain in the body, frustration in terms of what's going on in the world or in our personal lives. Allow yourself to witness it all without judgment, and allow yourself to be both the observer and the being that is experiencing this co-creation. So please imagine now, imagine into being a beautiful sphere of compassion around your physical and energetic bodies. Make this sphere as big as the room that you're in. Feel free to expand it further or make it smaller, according to your preference. Remembering this is a safe space. This is a space for you to co-create your desired reality. This is your space to connect your feeling frequency with your mind intention, bringing the heart and the brain to work together. And I invite you to hold your heart, the center of your chest, and then very gently rub your lower belly. So we're connecting now with the sacral chakra. For women with wombs, this will be the womb space. For everybody, it is the creative, energetic space where our desires begin to expand within us when we have a longing for something. Very often we've been taught that what we want is wrong. It's not allowed, it's shameful, it's bad, it's wrong. We should feel guilty. And for many of us, we have grown in wounds of judgment, judgment towards self, judgment towards others. So we're being given the opportunity to shift our perception of the world through letting go of the need to judge everything, and instead to become curious about what is possible, what good can come from every situation we witness, and automatically come to judge as bad, both in our personal lives and the collective. If you're new to a sphere of compassion, remember it is made of trillions of little spheres. The wall of the sphere is spinning with all these trillions of spheres, all spinning to the frequency of pure compassion for you, for all you've ever been through, for the intentions in your heart, for the effort that you put into all that you care about. And this is a space of unconditional love. Now we're going to activate our I am presence, which is how we access our soul self and superconscious. And in so doing, we bring an invitation to our subconscious and conscious minds to align with our higher nature, our higher will. So please repeat these words out loud after me. I am all that is. I am the one self I am. I am that I am. I am the source of my creations. I am the creator of my reality. I am the creation. I am a multi-dimensional being of love and light. I am sovereign. I am free. I am invisible, invincible, invulnerable, impermeable, impenetrable, and untouchable to anyone or anything of nefarious intent, of ill will. I am highly visible and magnetic to all those that I am here in service with, all those who are on the path of ascension. I am safe. I am safe in my truth. I am aligning with Earth's most graceful, easy, and joyful ascension paradise timeline. I am witnessing and transmuting all corruption within me and around me with pure compassion. Say that one more time. I am witnessing and transmuting all corruption within me and around me with pure compassion. I am witnessing and transmuting all corruption within me and around me with pure compassion. I am transparent. I am accountable. I am discerning. I am safe in my power. I am allowed to be strong. I am trusting my own judgment. I am invoking my inner authority. I am that. I am. Just give yourself a little moment to feel all of this. So we're setting the intention to truly align with our own sovereignty, our own autonomy, to embody that deep faith and trust in self, knowing that this inner authority is aligned with the divine. Let's say that 3 times. I am aligned with the divine. I am aligned with the divine. I am aligned with the divine. Now take a moment to trust in the process of bringing to light all that is out of alignment with the intentions that we have just stated. Imagine now the slither of the new moon, way above your sphere of compassion, below the sun, directly above your head. And imagining now Source, all that is, the omniverse, the multiverse, the universe, our galaxy, our solar system, our sun, our planet, and our moon, all lining up. And the frequencies of Source, the most beautiful, unconditional love, imaginable, flowing down through our sun into the moon. And this new moon now sprinkling the moon shine, the moon dust, down through our stargates, down through our soul chakra, which is about 3 foot above the crown of the head. All the way down through the crown of the head and through our bodies. Flowing the sovereignty codes to us. Flowing the energy that allows us to take what we may perceive as a curse and turn it into a blessing. What we may perceive as poison and turn it into medicine. There is no need for anything to hide. Bring it all up to light. And as we're allowing this energy to flow through us, the moonlight doing its work, I'm inviting you to imagine what it would feel like to you to live in a world that seems fair, seems just. A world where it feels as though our best interests are truly being put at the heart of every decision. All systems of governance, whatever they may be, are wanting the very best for everyone, are aligned with co-creating the win-win-win in everything. and the highest good of all. Imagine a world where we don't fear giving our details. We don't fear being transparent. We have this sense that we're all interconnected. And there is this intention for the whole world to be thriving as a collective, whilst each of us retains our unique individuality. And whatever has led us to this point, to seek to dominate in order to feel safe, to seek to keep secrets for fear of punishment, to seek to be suspicious because we've had our trust betrayed before. Inviting you to imagine now that this is all being lifted, all being shifted. Notice how your body is responding to this. Just for a moment, allow yourself to imagine you're looking around and celebrating this shift in the world. All conflicts of interest declared. All opposing points of view considered, addressed. The idea that everyone is aligned with co-creating the highest good of all and considering the long-term as well as short-term impact of decisions made. Notice how your body is responding, because I'm sensing there's a lot of resistance, particularly in the heart center. So there is pain that must be cleared in order for us to feel this is even possible. So create now a small sphere in front of your face. And this is a replica sphere, a little miniature sphere of compassion. And it's just going to start to spin in front of your face. Maybe bring it a bit further away and place it in front of your heart. And let's allow the pain in our bodies, in our minds, in our hearts, in our energy fields to start to be released. All of the injustice, all of the wrongdoing we have experienced and witnessed, now being breathed out of you. I'd like you to gather it all into your heart, and as you breathe out, empty your lungs through your mouth, breathe into the sphere. Now, just allow the sphere to grow as big as it needs to grow in order to hold everything that is ready to be released and is being released. And I invite you now to allow all aspects of your consciousness that still align with struggling, with being fear-based, with perceiving that you are a victim in any way of anyone or anything. Let yourself release this into the sphere in front, and it will release as though it's some dark matter. It might be worms, snakes, it might be dust, it might be bile, it might be cobwebs. It might just be what seems like a dark fog or smoke. Just allow yourself to be releasing from your physical being. And just keep releasing. There's a little bit of light language that wants to come through. So, Chichirakia ya haranasi, ha harana kueyasu, ushtarana chie kaya nasi. Heya, hia, hura chie ka, nistarana ya sueya. This does not belong to you. You don't need to keep hold of it. And allowing yourself to change your view of the world around you changes. Chuchukura nasi. As we change our view of ourselves, the world around us changes. It is safe to forgive. It is safe to let go. It is safe to cultivate trust with discernment. Deep breath in, long breath out, and keep allowing the sphere to spin. So in all the ways you have ever felt rejected or rejected anyone, please breathe that rejection into the sphere. In all the ways that you have abandoned yourself or felt abandoned, breathe this into the sphere. In all the ways you have betrayed yourself to keep others happy or to try and maintain safety, or you have been betrayed by others, breathe this into the sphere. And in all the ways that you feel you must control everything yourself and do everything yourself, otherwise the world's going to fall apart. Breathe this into the sphere. In any and all ways that you feel on some level, you are responsible for the world, for the pain in the world, for saving the world. Breathe out into the sphere. Beautiful. Keep allowing that which is ready to be released. There is the corruption within you that you have inherited, that you have lived out, that you have amplified. Just being let go of without judgment, being released without resistance. And now let's call in the infinite love flame. I am infinite love, I am infinite love, I am infinite love. This is a pure, clear flame of bright light. As it moves through our bodies and anchors into the core of Mother Earth, it gets amplified, and from our hearts, we send a beam of infinite love into the sphere in front. And we just allow that sphere to transmute the density into light. So what seems dense and opaque in there, whether you put any human beings or events in there that have been related to the sensations, the feeling frequencies you have felt, all of that being dissolved, all of that being transmuted into bright, bright light. The energy of undifferentiated source activated in our cellular memory, molecular, atomic and subatomic memory, in the waves and particles of our quantum field and photon stream, and in the sphere in front. So you're left with a clear, bright sphere, as all that dense matter is loved up into the higher frequencies of infinite love. Now we have the flame of passionate compassion seeking to come through. Passionate compassion is the frequency of the violet magenta flame. And it is coming through with the flame of divine grace, the soft pink flame. So let's call them both in. I am divine grace. I am passionate compassion. I am divine grace. I am passionate compassion. I am divine grace. I am passionate compassion. And just let these frequencies move down your body, all the way down to the core of the earth, spreading across the planet, across the crystalline grid, and then feeding back up our own bodies, and from our hearts moving into the sphere. Now there is a blue flame coming through as well, which is the flame of divine intent. This is an aqua blue. If you're seeing blues, there's also the turquoise of sharing our truth with love, and the indigo, which is related to being fearless. Now, however you're seeing your blues, whatever frequency is coming through between those, trust it, bring it in. Just allow yourself to receive whichever blue flame, or all of them, is really calling out to you now. Send it from your heart into the sphere in front. And be curious of how the blue and the violet, magenta, and soft pink work together. Beautiful. So the blue is definitely creating a boundary for the pink and the magenta and the violet. And we are creating the frequency of sovereignty to step into, the frequency of divine intent, divine internal governance. So when you're ready, just look at what's going on in that sphere and let's anchor it so that it stabilizes. Anchor, lock and seal, recalibrate, align, balance and harmonize for graceful and gentle integration and full expression in our physical reality and all relevant dimensions of our being. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now, as you witness this energy, we're going to step into it in a moment. What I'd love you just to be really aware of here is that as you step into it, you're making a choice to go through a process of bringing to light all that is out of resonance with what you say you want, out of resonance with your true values. And everything that happens is necessary along the way. We are minimizing the steps we need to take to get from where we are to where we want to be. That's what you're signing up for. And the next 2 weeks between the eclipses is all about aligning with this higher intention. Trusting that what falls away is meant to, what is put in front of you is meant to be. So I'd love you just to step into this sphere really confidently. When you're ready, create a rainbow bridge from your heart into the sphere. And imagine now stepping onto that rainbow bridge. Knowing that this journey is one into your energy field. Allow that sphere to expand around you, to overlay on the original sphere around you and inform all those trillions of spheres of your new intention. And so we're programming ourselves to see through eyes of love, to see the signs of change, to see that actually peace is seeded in each of us and in the world. And in order for these for peace seeds to grow even, to blossom, the roots of all that is not aligned with peace must come to light. And we celebrate this, we welcome this, we see it as a sign of progress. This is the reprogramming. So breathe the energies of the passionate compassion, the grace, the divine intent, the fearlessness, the divine truth spoken through you into every cell, molecule, atom, subatomic particle of your being. See the outline of your body glowing bright. See the sphere around you glowing bright and your light body between the two, fully coming online. It's coming up as the blue. The light body will be a 6-pointed star or diamond shape. And it's that lovely blue energy. Divine intent, fearlessness, honesty. Just allow yourself to sit in this for a moment. Anchor it into your earth chakra and soul chakra, into every dimension of your being in all dimensions in space and time. See that as each of us has a sphere around us, we also have a collective sphere around all of us that are aligning with this. And we reflect this light out into the world. Our inner integrity, sovereignty, alignment with our true values. Now I am commanding an axiotonal alignment with the version of us. I am witnessing and transmuting all corruption within me and around me with pure compassion. We are aligning with this truth. We're willing to hold this energy for the collective. And when you're ready, sending this energy of celebration around the world. Trust in the process of all that is. I command now this process continues until completion in all dimensions, all space and time. Anchor, anchor, anchor. Recalibrate, align, balance and harmonize. For graceful and gentle integration and full expression in our physical reality and all relevant dimensions of our being. So it is and so it shall be. Now just feel your pillar of alignment. Feel yourself held. And very gently, just start to deepen your breath. Gently bring yourself back. Breathing in through your feet. Breathing into this now moment. Breathing into this here and now. Until your eyes want to open. Well done, well done, well done. So my friends, for a new moon, co-creation, activation, that's a very strong one to be working with. So please make sure you drink plenty of water, journal. If you want to work with this energy further before we come to the full moon lunar eclipse energy, there's 3 questions I'm inviting you to answer just to help you see where you step out of alignment, because you've now anchored those alignment codes. The first one is, in order for us to witness truth, being open to seeing truth, we need to make a commitment to not run away from it and withdraw when we see it in our own lives, where we're out of alignment with what we say we want. And also when we own something that is true for us that we haven't owned before. Not rebelling against it and trying to destroy it. This is very much about noticing when you discover where dishonesty and corruption is in you, or you see it in the world, how you respond to it. So where do you run away and withdraw? Where do you rebel and try to annihilate or destroy something you don't like? And where do you go along with things that you know are not right for you? If you can really play with that, you will start to have all the information you need for when we come together for the full moon, world service, energy healing, and light language transmission. I'd love to receive your comments about today's co-creation activation, and any of you who are interested in taking a deep dive with me and my team, we offer a beautiful, very complete 6-month journey of deep detoxing from our conditioning and reprogramming into our divine human consciousness. We'll put the link for you in the text box. And this is really all about going through the journey from unplugging from the fear matrix to plugging into the divine matrix. It allows you to receive all the codes to remember exactly why you came here and how to fulfill what you really, really feel inspired to fulfill whilst you're in your physical body. It's just a moment in time, my friends. We may as well embrace it. I am Rosanna Rosie Claire Hannes. Thank you so much for subscribing, for commenting, for hitting the notifications tab, and for joining the Facebook StarPeace group if you haven't yet. We have a whole movement to get moving around the world, and it's all starting to build. So thank you so much for being a part of this. Your energy is so important. You are so valued in this community, and I love you very, very much. I'm just going to see where we are. Feeling it very deeply. Great. I'd love to know how everyone is. Let me know how you feel as you come back from this. I'm going to stop the recording now, but be available for comments after. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Keep the faith. Please keep the faith. So much goodness is coming from all of this. Trust. Watch it. Let go of the judgment. And where you have to take a stance in your own life, remember that this is part of us aligning with our truth. This is not aligned. I'm not doing it. That's my truth. Okay. When you own that, big things happen. Loads of love. See you next time. Hello, my friends. I've stopped the recording, but I am keeping an eye on comments. So I would love to know how everyone is and how that was for you. Just let me know in the comments. That would be great. I've had Danny's comment. I know Jackie's joined us. Kate's there. Well, there's loads of you here. Just let me know how that was for you, if anything particularly came up. There's a lot of complex energies to work with here. Okay, it's that's quite an intense one to really work through, because the personal stuff, there's so much forgiveness required. You know, the crimes against humanity, we could say, whether it's the feminine, whether it's the masculine, whether it is racial, socioeconomic, religious. There are so many things that have occurred through history, and we hold these memories in our bloodlines. We hold them and we perpetuate them through intergenerational trauma. So being willing to take the journey of bringing everything to light and choosing to reclaim our sovereignty makes us very powerful. We really need to learn how to use that power wisely. So yeah, I just want to leave you with those last thoughts. I'm not seeing any more comments coming through. So for now, I will say goodbye, and I will be available for comments in the Facebook group and on YouTube once we go live there. So much love to you. Have a beautiful day. Enjoy these energies. Make the most of them because they're very powerful. And yeah, allow yourself to see what's uncomfortable to see, because only good can come of that. Take care, beauties. Lots of love.